Have you ever followed footprints deep into the forest only to realize they were leading you in circles all along? What if I told you those prints were never meant to be followed at all? That they belonged to a creature whose feet face backward and whose mission is to protect the forest at any cost. In the heart of the Brazilian rainforest, nature is not silent. It speaks through wind and water, through birdsong and thunder. And when someone breaks its laws, nature answers with one voice, the Curupira. According to the stories passed down by indigenous peoples, the Curupira appears as a boy with blazing red hair and feet that face the wrong way. He is fast, clever, and impossible to track. He rides a wild boar, and his laugh echoes through the jungle like a bird calling before a storm. But this is no ordinary guardian. The Curupira is a force of nature. He protects the forest from those who try to take too much from it. Hunters who kill for sport, loggers who cut without care, travelers who leave destruction behind, all of them risk crossing his path. And when they do, the forest changes. Paths become confusing, tools vanish, strange lights flicker between the trees. People hear whispers that make no sense and find themselves walking in circles for hours, sometimes days. It is not revenge, it is correction, a message written not in words but in wind and roots. There is a tale of a man named Joe, a well-known hunter who laughed at the village stories. One season, when prey was scarce, he entered a forbidden part of the forest, confident in his skill. He found tracks, small barefoot tracks that pointed toward him. He followed them for hours, convinced he would catch whatever was running. As the sun dipped low, Joe realized he had seen the same tree 3 times. Then 4. He tried to retrace his steps, but his compass spun wildly. Night came quickly, and with it the sound of footsteps behind him, though no one was there. He heard laughter, high and sharp like a child hiding in the shadows. He fired into the darkness. Nothing answered. His flashlight dimmed. The jungle grew louder. Birds shrieked, monkeys screamed, then silence. Joe ran, but wherever he turned the forest felt tighter, heavier, like it was watching him. And it was. When he returned to the village 2 days later, he had no meat, no weapons, and no voice. For weeks he refused to leave his home. Some said his hair had gone grey. Others said they saw a red light flicker near the trees the night he came back. The Curupira is not just a myth. He is a reminder that the forest is alive and that everything we do leaves a mark. Some marks bring harmony, others bring consequences. Some say the Curupira is just a story to keep children close to camp and hunters in check. But the deeper you go into the forest, the more real he becomes. Not because he appears clearly before you, but because everything starts to behave as if he is near. Fires refuse to stay lit, the air grows thicker, even the animals go silent. And those who have been marked by the Curupira carry something strange back with them, not just fear, not just confusion, but a sense of having seen something they cannot explain, something that cannot be undone. In the region of Para, there is a story that has been told for generations. A group of lumber workers arrived near a stretch of forest where no one from the nearby village dared to go. They came with trucks, saws, maps, and plans. They cleared trees for 3 days straight and laughed at the villagers who warned them of spirits. They said nothing would stop progress until the 4th day. That morning, one of their trucks refused to start, then another, then all of them. They tried to leave on foot but found that the road they had taken had vanished. In its place, only thick vines and trees that hadn't been there the day before. One of the workers claimed he saw a child running between the trunks, his hair bright red, his feet leaving prints in reverse. That night they lit a fire, but it went out again and again as if the wind was breathing against it. Strange cries filled the air like distant voices echoing through the leaves. In the morning their tools were gone. They left without their cargo, leaving behind machines, tents, and half-finished plans. Years later, when someone passed by the area again, they found vines growing over rusted metal and no sign of a road ever being built. The forest had taken it back, the Curupira had spoken. But not every encounter ends in fear. There is a quieter tale from a woman named Donna Lords who once got lost as a child in the woods. She wandered for hours calling for help with no response. When night came, she began to cry. But then she heard a soft humming, a melody like a lullaby. She followed the sound and found a narrow trail lit by tiny glowing insects. At the end of that path she reached the river and saw her father's canoe. She always believed it was the Curupira who led her back, not to punish her, but to protect her. This is what makes the legend so powerful. The Curupira is not evil, he is wild, he is balance. He reminds us that nature has its limits, and if we forget them, it has ways to remind us. Sometimes with kindness, sometimes with chaos. The Curupira is more than a figure from folklore, he is a mirror of how we see nature. Not as a resource to be controlled, but as a living force that pushes back when it is disrespected. His story is not just about fear, it is about balance. In many cultures around the world, nature has guardians. In Japan, there are the Kodama spirits of the trees. In West Africa, stories tell of forest jinn, but in Brazil the Curupira stands apart. He is not just a spirit, he is wild like the forest he protects. He cannot be tamed, he cannot be predicted. And this matters, because in a time when forests are disappearing faster than ever, the Curupira's story reminds us of something we forget easily. That the forest is not ours, we live in it, we walk through it. But it does not belong to us, and it never has. In Brazilian culture, the Curupira appears in books, cartoons, even school lessons. But for many indigenous communities, he is not a character, he is a reality, a presence. A warning passed from generation to generation with the same weight as a family truth. There are even reports in recent years of people deep in the Amazon claiming to see strange figures or hearing laughter when no one is around. Not everything can be explained, not everything should be. Some researchers believe that the Curupira legend emerged to protect hunting areas to prevent overexploitation of animals and plants. And it worked. The fear of getting lost, of facing the unknown, kept many from crossing into forbidden zones. But fear alone is not what kept the legend alive, it was respect. The forest is both beautiful and brutal. The Curupira teaches that those two truths can exist at the same time. He is the guide and the trickster, the protector and the punisher. He laughs like a child but runs like the wind. He may lead you home or lead you deeper into yourself. So the next time you hear footsteps that do not make sense or find prints on the ground pointing the wrong way, stop for a moment. Listen, the forest may be speaking. And the Curupira may be closer than you think. If you enjoyed this story, let me know in the comments. Have you heard of other guardians like the Curupira from different parts of the world? Share your favorite legends, and don't forget to follow the channel for more tales that connect myth to meaning.